And we're back with part 2 for guards that were added to the Game Changers list. Deflecting SWAT, it's one of the free spells from the Ikoria Commander precons, that cycle that Fierce Guardianship was also part of. I actually want the entire cycle to be added to the Game Changer list because I think free spells should be considered Game Changers. We then also have a list of cheap tutors or efficient tutors that were added. We have Gamble, which I don't think should be included in the rest of the cycle because Gamble a lot of times is mono red and tomb, and it just isn't as consistent, but I can see why they added it. Then they added Worldly Tutor as well, which makes a lot of sense because they had added all the other 1 mana tutors that put it to the top of the library. And Natural Order, which this is 4 mana and you have to sacrifice a creature to put a creature to the battlefield. And I don't mind that they added this, but I don't like that they only added this, but left all the other ways to go and tutor in green a creature directly to the battlefield. It feels like they're sending a mixed message that way. They also added Crop Rotation, which surprised a ton of people, but when you think of the fact that Crop Rotation a lot of times went and got a super mana positive land, like a Gaia's Cradle, Nykthos, or Cabal Coffers, it makes a ton of sense for it to be on the list, because if you cast this in your opponent's end step, a lot of times you're going to be winning that next turn. As you can tell, they added a lot of green cards to the Game Changers list, which addresses a lot of people's issues where they felt that green was underrepresented, especially when many consider green the strongest color in Casual Commander. They added Seedorn Muse, which makes it that all turns are your turn. And yes, I think it should be a game changer. The final green card they added was Food Chain, and all I have to say about this is the old adage that food chain wins games. So yes, it's definitely a game changer, and the fact it wasn't on initially is insane to me. Shards was also added, which is a card that I didn't think about being added to the Game Changers list, but now that they added it, it makes a ton of sense because there have been so many games that this card has showed up in that has completely just demolished board states and made it a very unfun play experience. 2 lands were also added to the list. The first of them, Field of the Dead, is a land that has made a ton of waves since it was first released in M20. I understand why people think that this should be a game changer. I still don't love that it's a game changer because it is just making tokens, and they're 2/2 tokens, and I understand where they could overtake the game. I just don't love that 2/2s are enough to be a game changer. And the last card on the list is Mishra's Workshop. This makes tons of sense. It makes 3 mana, and sure, it's only to go and cast artifact spells, but artifacts are super powerful a lot of the time, and that 3 mana can go and get you an infinite combo in the form of like a Basalt Monolith. So yeah, I understand this being on the list, and I'm completely okay with it, and I know it's going to do much more than get a Basalt Monolith. I just couldn't think of anything better. So what are your opinions on all these game changers?